Tal, thank you so much for joining me here. I've got a few questions for you, and one of them I'm going to kick off straight away with something that I noticed on your YouTube page. In your video, you say your industry is as good as your academies, and that kind of got me really thinking. I did some research into ResearchGate actually, and wanted to see how research within universities has been affected. And a lot of academics were kind of sharing their thoughts of how, especially lab testing and general research in universities has gone down. So I wanted to hear from you, what can we do, especially now as a global village, to ensure that innovation doesn't cease and instead increases?
Okay, so hi, thank you for having me. Shalom. I'm really happy to be in this webinar, in this talk, and share my experience. And you spoke about two topics. So I'll go with the second one just to get everyone relaxed. Innovation will last forever. It will never stop. Everything is okay. We need innovation as much as we need air and water. So this ain't going anywhere. So when people speak about innovation, I think one of the things that pops to their mind would be startups. And when they think startups, they think technology. But startups are, first of all, people. And in order for people to kick off startups, you would need two. One is a visionary, the person who is a dreamer. He believes he can fly. He doesn't acknowledge the rules of physics. And really, like a kid, he believes he can fly. Then his partner would be a CTO, foot on the ground, as we said. And he's more bounded by technology. But he needs to be well-educated in order to be able to develop. On the technical side, you need to have good education. This is when I'm going back and saying, if you want good industry, you need good studies. Many times I'm asked by foreign countries where I visit quite often, is that how is it in Israel? Well, you have all the international brands. When you look on the skyline of Tel Aviv, okay, you would see all the big names, Microsoft, Facebook, Intel, IBM, okay, Cisco. And I say to them, listen, I see some of them in your country as well. The only difference is, I think in your country, they come more to sell their products, where in Israel, they come looking for innovation. And the reason they come here to looking for innovation, and then once they find it, and this is how we hear about exits, they acquire the technology, they stay. And in order for them to stay here and do R&D, is people, is educated workforce. Israel, I think, is in the first 10 countries in the world with the highest educated people per quota. The Jewish mother has a great recipe about pushing the kids, go learn, go learn, go learn before anything else. So learning, as we know, regardless if you're Orthodox or not, you're learning. That's not a big secret. I mean, we speak about it. Yeah. Education is a must. This is where you mold people. This is where you give them the latest updates. This is how, when you make them later being a kind of an instrument towards the industry to come out and develop. Doesn't matter if they develop under a corporate, under a big company, or as a startup. So to sum it up, yes, if you have good educated people and good education system, and I don't care what the world says, OECD and this and that, Israel is a leader. We see the results. I don't know how many people know, but during Corona time, Israeli startup raised close to $1 billion when the world seems to be sleeping, not to say hiding. Israel made good, aside from the fact that Intel acquired Movit for another $1 billion. Right, so I think we're presenting things that are as normal. I mean, our new normal is here and now. Okay. Right. So yes, this is one. And second, innovation, of course. Innovation, innovative people are people that don't look at things and say, okay, that's it. So it like, I take it as I see it, or I agree as I see it. No, we need change. I can do it better. Okay, they challenge themselves. The entrepreneurs actually do something about it. Rest of the people say, but probably someone has done already something about it. Someone else will do it.
Right.
Probably it's out there. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, just on that last point, obviously we've moved into a digital world. For sure, that will continue going forward. There's no going back. How do you see education and educational technology affecting developing countries in order to improve their systems?
So we all agreed that Corona, let's say, crisis pushed us like 2 years forward when it comes to digital. No doubt about this. Now we see digital almost everything. We want remote sensing. We want telemedicine. We want remote education. We're buying online. We're buying everything now online. By the way, we're also learning that when you buy online in time of crisis, not everything is available and not everyone is reachable. Okay. It is clear that health systems worldwide were surprised. They were not ready in any country. We see that, okay, without going into details. Same, I think, was the education system. Sometimes the fact that we speak and say, get ready, cannot replace crisis.
Right.
And sometimes you need crisis. You need a big fire, to start new. And certainly Corona played a very important role on this part. And yes, everyone now is looking for solutions. Everyone now is looking for webinars, but also everyone is now operating digital much easier. Again, if you would to say to any company, try this product or try that product, maybe, could be, that the answer would be, no, we need to go through tender, legislation, implementation, it will take time, it will take months, maybe years. Then comes Corona, everything happens within 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Yeah. So that's also to show the companies that if you want something to happen, it will happen. Same is to say to the health systems and to the education systems, hey, don't take your foot off the pedal. We need to speed up. As I say always, don't hesitate, accelerate, move, push forward. I have no doubt that it will meet also the third world countries. Thank God that, in Africa, they were not harmed too much by Corona. Thank God for that. Yeah. Still, this trend in the world, this new normal will pull everyone in. It will affect everyone. Things will definitely change. We will change.
Yeah. Another thing that you spoke about in a podcast in virtually Mexico was something you mentioned that sparked a lot of interest. As a job seeker at the moment, like many other Israelis at the moment, it's an employer's market. For sure, there'll be implications on the current employers, furloughed employees, pay decrease, more demanding hours, more need to prove oneself, which has its benefits as well, because it will bring out more from the employee, sorry. So what could you advise job seekers to do to stand out now, to get a foot up at this time?
First of all, be proactive. Get off your butts. Understand, no one will do this for you. Not a friend, not your parents, no one. You need to do it. Now, as well, I don't know, the feeling is that people are, in most of the world, still dwelling on Corona crisis instead of looking for the tomorrow, which is already here.
Yeah.
So if you understand that all of a sudden competition is much bigger, and yes, we are going to salary cuts, not because the employers are bad people, it's because this is a situation. Everyone lost tons of money. Yes, there are some industries who made money. If you had yourself a supermarket, okay, a food chain, you made tons of money, okay? If you are a pharmacy, you made tons of money. But that's like 0 point something from the entire world, okay? So it is clear that people now need to be active. They need to be creative. I think it is very important, first of all, for the employees sitting at home, don't forget about job, and don't forget about your routine. The fact that all of a sudden you can wake up at 10, don't dress, don't put makeup, don't do anything, look like, I don't know, bums, hobos the whole time, doesn't really work for you.
Right.
Get yourself a schedule like you're working. Keep in touch with your company. Make yourself presentable. Start doing active things. Look for jobs. You know, the thing is that everyone knows that the right time to look for your new job is when everything is okay, when you're satisfied, not when you're now on a crisis where you will take everything. Yes, but again, go for your CVs. See that everything stands out. Maybe the last time you've done your CVs is 10 or 20 or 50, I don't know how many years back. Renew it.
Yeah.
Take the dust off. See that you have some assets. You have grown in 10 years. You are much more experienced. You have much more skills right now to offer. You have you are now much more experienced on the one part. On the second, it is very important for this, not only for you to know it, but for everyone else to know it. Okay? Make yourself more exposed. Be agile. Don't say, no, I want to earn this, otherwise I don't want to talk to you. Yes, right now I'm willing to put a cut and show what I'm worth in order to grow back up. This is how it will work right now. By the way, same is for startups seeking investors.
Yeah.
Investors, this is an investor's market. Right now, they can get better deal, get more equity, put less money, and ask for higher barriers. For instance, show me more customers. Show me your reach to the market. And up until now, I was willing to say, right, okay, this is what you have, fine. But now things have changed.
Right.
People need to grasp and understand that what was before is gone. It will come back. That's the will of life. It will come back, okay? But it needs a certain time. We had 2002 and 3. We had 2008. Now we have the 2019, 2020. 2021, 22, things will be back to normal.
Yeah.
Just understand, things go back to normal, but new normal.
Yeah. No, please go. I definitely see that one aspect or one perspective on it is that it is empowering to a certain extent, because you are having to push yourself, having to hustle more than you've probably ever done before, which is in many respects quite rewarding. Which with seeing maybe the glass half full. So moving on to a more of a global question, you'd mentioned that you'd read a report that there was 60% less pollution in Europe due to COVID, which is fascinating. And with that in mind, do you think now that companies have more of a responsibility to ensure that people are working at home in order to help with that fact alone?
I think, first of all, as a fact, yes, we are gonna work more from home. Why? It's because I think companies, employers understand that, yes, we are working very hard from home.
Yeah.
Listen, if you were to turn to me 10 years back, 15 years back, when I was running my companies, and you will tell me that, yes, people, when they're at home, they work hard, I would tell you, you're imagining. I can't believe it. Impossible. Okay? But we see it as a fact. Okay? We have stopped. Okay, maybe not stopped, but we are now measuring not the amount of hours, but the outcome.
Right.
The products. Okay? Because I cannot see what you do at home.
Right.
I cannot see the light. You know, many employers, they like to see the light on. The light on, you're there, good, you're working. No, you're not working. You're playing solitaire. I don't know what you're doing on your computer. But they think you're working.
Right.
Instead of saying, you know what, do your, 10 to 3 and go home. At least you need to do what you need to do, your quota. Great, do it. Yeah. At home, they don't have this reach. So they don't know what happens. So we changed the measurement system.
Right.
Still, we can deliver. As a fact, of course, if you're a programmer, you program from everywhere. But if you're a marketing person, for sure now you cannot market much. It's a fact. No one is picking up the phone. Not now. 2-3 weeks from now, people will answer the phone. they must.
Yeah.
Okay, things need to. So I do think that we will work more from home. I think people now are more adjusted. And by the way, we see it. We see that the industry or the governments are now opening the lockdowns, but people are not running back to the office. They do it, but slowly. It will take time, but for sure they will return. Okay, it's because, by the way, people also at home see they work so much.
Yeah.
Listen, when you're working from home, all of a sudden you realize that getting into your car, driving to work, looking for parking, getting to the elevator, preparing coffee, wow, that's a ton of money that you actually rest.
Yeah.
You don't have this anymore. Zoom, Teams, then all the time from one to another. You don't have time to breathe even, okay?
Yeah,
so you will hear many employees say, hey, I want to go back to office, but working 1 or 2 days from home is also good.
Sure. So one of the things I've noticed during this time is that due to the fact that people are more available, people are more open to connect and speak and talk. How can people capitalize on this newfound openness between people internationally?
First of all, we became very reachable right now because you don't need really to get on a plane and get anywhere. And you don't need to excuse yourself for saying, yeah, well, I can't make it. Let's do it over Zoom. Now that's the only option. So everyone is getting, as we said, more digital, and we are now meeting. And again, I mean, we had it always, but we didn't really need to do it. And there are still people who believe that, I mean, I can strike a deal with you only if I shake your hands and I see your, as we say, white inside the eyes. I think this will not change. I think people are, as we say, a social animal. We need the touch. We need the feel. We need the hug. We need the shake of hand. By the way, it will not go away. This shouldering hello is about to get extinct. It will not stay. People will not shake hands with gloves. It will not stick. Okay, this is what I believe, and I believe that this is already happening. It's because maybe if Corona was here to stay for 2 years and we were under lockdown, it will have an effect. But a few weeks doesn't really change much. So yes, a second is that yes, we see that the webinar platform are picking up speed. And by the way, my kids, when they want to talk to me from the second stair, I mean, they Zoom me. They don't call me. I don't speak to people anymore on the phone. It's like people need to see. It's like I'm isolated on an island. I may be the only survivor. I need to see the other person on the other side. All of a sudden, when I say I want to talk to you, it's like I'm saying I want to meet you. And meeting, I need to see you. So this is now became the new normal, by the way. This is how we meet today. And by the way, people, I think, like it. They like it.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe not the spending of time, maybe not buying the coffee, maybe I don't know what, seeing new scenery.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if you're decent or not, if you're dressed or not. I don't know what's under.
I'm fully dressed, don't worry.
And by the way, it could be that behind you there's only a wall. From your sides there is nothing, but only wall. Who knows? But who cares? By the way, you see it. All of a sudden, we are inviting people that we never met into our home. When I do a webinar with 100 people, they hear my dog, they see my kids, they're running all over me. And you know, by the way, it's very cute when your little daughter want to come in and you pull her. Hey, everyone, say hi. It's like the normal. It's okay to have a meeting. Doesn't even matter with whom. By the way, I don't know if you know, but Move It, a $1 billion deal was signed through Zoom.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
If we can do a 1 billion through Zoom, come on.
Yeah.
We can do everything. So no doubt, I think there is a great opportunity. People understand it. Not so many people do anything about it. And I think this is like one of those opportunities, this potential that Corona, just as a phrase, I mean, there will be other crises, okay? There for sure will be more.
Yeah.
Capitalizing on it is now saying, fine, I've tried it, I feel it. Maybe I should do something about it, which, by the way, will be great if you would join a kind of an accelerator that will teach you how to do that exactly.
Right. And that is your specialty, accelerators. When I first reached out to you, I kind of said, 14 accelerators. What what motivates you? How did you get into the game? Like, what is it about accelerators? And you told me it was less about the accelerator and more about the founder and their ideas and your ability to imprint your expertise and on their lives. So I was wondering if you could expound upon that a little bit, because it's a meaningful point. That because that's been highlighted through this conversation a lot about your care for people and their success, and maybe a bit of advice that you give founders as you work with them.
I think it is clear, as I said in the beginning, startups are first of all people.
Yeah.
And there will be no new idea without people thinking about it, inventing it, creating it, developing it. They will not go anywhere if there will not be a person who is an investor that believes in them enough to put the money in. And they will not go anywhere if they will not have users, people using what they've developed. It's all about people. It's a people's business. So when I say I love Excel, so Accelerator is a kind of a home, a kind of a roof, okay? A short period program, 3 months, 4 months, half a year, to accelerate, to give the startup, the founders, the people, less on the technology side, less on the technology, more on what we call the soft skills, more on the business part. So I can say it from experience. Startup people are amazing people. I mean, people are amazing in general. Startup people, entrepreneurs for me is a unique breed. These are people, as I said, when they see something that they think needs to be changed, they wake up, they get out of bed, and they change it, regardless if it's snowy, rainy, sunny, whatever, they go and do it. And all the time there are those naysayers. Come on. Who are you? Come on, it's Google. You can compete with Google and all this. Who will give you a dime? Who are you exactly? But those people say, I don't hear you. I don't hear you. I will go and do it. And they do it. Still, they need training. Still, they need guidance. This is why we have accelerators. And again, it's a program. Without people, it's non-existent. Again, so we need the people. And working and getting this, for me, the excitement is to be able to mold, to give them skills and experience no one gave me. And I think that for all the mentors and all the accelerator managers, many times the most common question I would get is, Tal, tell me to which accelerator I should join.
Yeah.
My answer is the same always. Tell me who runs the show. Tell me who is the accelerator manager, and I will tell you. I don't care for the brand, for the funding, for the anything. It's about a person who runs the program on the one side and the entrepreneurs on the other. They need one another. There is no successful accelerator without startups. Startups can do well without accelerators, this for sure, okay? But I think that together they can do a better, they get a better chance. As we know, 96% of startups shut down first year of operation.
Right.
96. Better get to an alliance than go to have a startup, But still, thank God, in Israel, 1,500 new startups a year. By the way, 500 close, but no one speaks about that. Let's talk about the new ones, okay? It needs a kind of a I don't know, a generator inside, people with, I don't know, a different core and a belief, but with guidance. So my passion, as I explained, is to be given this opportunity to share my experience and skills and my network through the program. Thank God I have so many great friends from so many industries and countries, they are great by themselves and they're willing to help. This is, of course, I think a great gift. And second is to be able to travel worldwide and get on stage. And, I have these captive customers. The audience can go anywhere and they have to listen to me. And they hear me. And I think, my blessing is sometimes really I get to touch people in a way that they will write back and say, wow, it really changed me. It doesn't happen overnight. After a few months, we listened to you, we took your advice, it gave us power, we went forward, and by God, we have a startup running.
Right. when you were starting up in your career, as you were developing, no one guided you. So where did you learn what you learned? Was it by experience, or was there someone in your life that also you looked up to and learned a lot from, or was it just trial and error?
I think it's everything that you just said. I think it evolved also with my age. I mean, as I matured, in the beginning, I'm Adonis. I know everything. I'm Hercules. I know everything. Don't tell me, I know. It takes time for you to calm down, to settle down, and start listening to experience, because you are with cuts and bruises all over.
Yeah.
You say, enough, I need to listen, okay? And yes, you better listen to a wise guy, as we say. And this really took time, but thank God I got it. And yes, it's because I started with accelerators quite in the beginning of that here, at least in Israel. Most of them started, I mean, the first one was 2010, 11. I started 2012. It's not like, the 20th century. It's still this century, but
Yeah.
it was not that common here in Israel. And over the time, yes, I established many, like a serial accelerator guru, and I got this guru thing, which I like so much. And yeah, so I did not have many people to ask, but the ones that I did, and they were very open, or actually taught me that I need to do the same. I always have mentors of my own. I really believe in sharing. And by the way, I learn from my entrepreneurs and from my startups every day. Every day. To start a call saying I know everything, it's childish. I mean, you need to learn. And yes, sometimes you don't just learn new ideas. You learn how to discipline yourself as well. It's very important.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for giving a bit of opening into your life, and to hear all your experiences and your advice and your perspective of all the questions. Thank you very much for your time, and I really look forward to hopefully seeing you soon. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I just want to say a short closing.
Sure, please.
Okay. I want to say this. Of course, you can see many of my lectures on my YouTube channel and join my webinars, but this would be more to listen to me, which is, I think, great, and also my podcasts. But I want to say this. No one, as I said in the beginning, no one will do this for you, meaning you need to take a decision. And it's okay to go wrong, and it's okay to make mistakes. And by the way, even Facebook took them 5 years to get a business model, which is fine. Still, Facebook is good and well. And staying at home, closed, you have this idea, picking your brain, you say, yeah, I want to do something about it, but if I will tell someone, probably he will copy it from me. Enough, no one will copy from you anything. Yeah. With all due respect, I mean, most of the time it's not rocket science. Do reach out to people. Now, remember this. People love to help people who ask for help. Don't ask for money, ask for help. It's because in the beginning, you're not even ready to receive the money, let alone knowing what you need. But ask for advice. Share, open. Once you know what you want to do it quickly. A sense of urgency is very important, because right now someone is doing exactly what you thought about, and he's gonna compete with you and maybe, I don't know, race you and maybe win over. So if you think about something, go ahead and do it. In the end, share a lot. Give. If you want to receive, give first. As you know, the Hebrew word for Natan can be read two ways, because it's a two-way. Natan and Natan is to give. You need to give in order to receive. So help. If you have expertise and people reach out to you, help. It's a will. One time you're up, second time you're down, you will reach out to them. Okay? Take the time now to really, as you say, do a bit of facelift. Make your CV, go on your LinkedIn and see everything is, up to date and all. And keep well. If you're still under Corona lockdown or something in your countries, listen to your government, listen to your health ministries. Don't try and do tricks. Don't think you know everything, and it will pass. Prepare yourself for the day after. Stop dwelling on today. Look on tomorrow. And of course, again, I'm so thankful for this opportunity to share And of course, I'm open if I can help in any way. And I hope we will do more. We can do maybe if we get some, I don't know, comments from people who see this. Okay, we both are very reachable, right, Jacob?
Yeah.
So you can reach out to us, and we will, if we can accommodate what you need in any way we can help. So thank you again. Toda, shalom, be well, keep safe.
Thank you so much, Tal.